Hey everybody, Chef Eric Eisenbud here, the Grateful Chef. Today, and every day, I'm using my prep deck to help us make an amazing, simple fried rice. And I'm using the prep deck because it's important for mise en place in the kitchen, where everything's in its place for organization, but especially when you're doing Chinese food, because once we get to the wok, it's gonna happen real fast. So you need your ingredients ready and portioned before you start cooking. So we're going with the prep deck. I love my prep deck, use it every day, and hopefully with this video I'm going to show you why. So here we have this beautiful wood cover, and I'm going to open it up. I use it when I store it like this on the countertop. It makes it look real nice, but also it does double duty because this is a cutting board. Now if I was cutting on a countertop or something like that, I would use it all the time. Sometimes if I'm cutting chicken, I'll do it on here. This way I can just not contaminate other areas and put it in the sink. But since I'm working on this beautiful butcher block, I'm not going to use it today, but I will again once I'm done and everything's clean, put it back up and use it as a cover. I love it. It's a great feature of the prep deck. So here we got our prep deck, beautiful containers. They have measurements on the side so I can measure right into the container. I have a couple of ingredients here, and I am using my knife block, which I bought. This is an addition to, it's an accessory actually. So either you can have the knife block in there, which I do, or you can take the knife block out and use this to sweep in your scraps. And then take this dry out and dump the scraps in your compost or your trash. Today, I got the knife block in there, and that's what we're gonna use. All right, so we're gonna get right to the recipe. First thing I wanna do, so I have these two small containers. These are the real small ones. This I'm going to put my garnish in. I have some scallions and stuff like that. So we'll use those later. But I want, the recipe calls for 3 eggs. So I'm going to put it in here. Crack my eggs. We're going to mix them up real quick. It's a great recipe. It's great for lunch. You know, we love fried rice here in this house. We actually love all Asian food. So what we'll do is, when we order Chinese takeout, we will always ask for an extra quart of rice just to make this dish. Or if I make Chinese food at home and I make the rice, I'm always going to make extra so we can have it and make this dish. It makes a really quick lunch, and you'll see how easy it is to make. All right, so I'm going to whip these right up right in my prep deck container. I love it. Plenty of room, nothing spills over. And that's it. I'm going to put that back in the prep deck. I'm going to put a lid on it. So these lids have a little gasket. They fit right on top. It's a beautiful thing. So if I were to make ingredients ahead of time and want to refrigerate them, I can stack them right on top of each other. They fit really well. So that is really cool. The next ingredients, we have some vegetables here. So we have, and what I'm going to do is, because I've read the recipe, certain ingredients go in at the same time. So I'm going to put those ingredients into the same container. So we need a half of a red onion, diced. Get through that. I like them pretty big in this recipe. You know, so they sometimes they'll get a nice char on them. Beautiful. Excellent. So there's our half of a red onion. We're going to put that right in this container. Since we're not going to need to measure our ingredients because we're using a half of an onion, we're using mushrooms. These are shiitake mushrooms that I buy dried from the Asian market, and we want to dice these up. So I reconstitute them in a little warm water, and we are just going to dice them right up. Again, you don't have to be super precise here. You just want them diced. You can pick them up with a chopstick. They're going in with the onions. And I'm also using Chinese sausage. I buy this actually at Costco. So I'm going to use 2 links, and again, we're going to dice them up. So I'm cutting them into quarters. It's a great addition. You can use kielbasa, you can use ham, you know, any other kind of a smoked or cured meat goes really well here. And we want these not too big, but not too small. You want to be able to pick them up with a chopstick. Awesome. And that's going into our prep deck container. Beautiful, and the smell of this is amazing. So all these things are going in at once, so they're going into the same container. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we have a carrot. And typically I'd have to search my drawer for the peeler, for the slicer, for all that stuff. I don't have to do that with the prep deck, because on this side we have onboard tools that are beautifully sharp, well designed. I love this thing. So here we've got our peeler. So this is a peeler. It's a julienner if you turn the blade around. It also has holes where you can strip herbs off the stem. Great thing. Today we're just going to peel this carrot. It is seriously effortless. It's very sharp. And I love it. They're easy to clean. That's simple. Now if I didn't have my knife block in, I'd push this right into the catch bin on the bottom. But I have garbage, it's going right in there. Done with that. We're going to cut this carrot up into nice dice. So this doesn't cook for very long, so I want to make sure that my dice isn't too big, otherwise the carrot won't be cooked well enough. So I'm cutting the fatter end a little bit, and I'll cut the smaller end in half, like so. And we'll go ahead and we'll cut our carrot. Doing flat side down so they don't roll around, of course. Nice dice. Fantastic. That'll go into our next container. Just like that. Beautiful. What I really love about it, again, is I never have to leave my cutting board. Got my ingredients. I can just be here and don't have to run around my kitchen. So I've got 2 stalks of celery. We want it sliced. So I'm going to use the mandolin that comes with it. Be very careful because this thing is very sharp. What's great, fits right onto the container, nice and secure, and then I can just slice my celery. If you want to use a cut-proof glove, but I'll tell you right now, I have 2 mandolins, a Japanese and a American-made one, and you know what? This is a heck of a lot easier to clean than cleaning that whole thing. So I'm not going to go too far. Cut the second one, and you can see how sharp it's making easy work of this celery. You know, it does everything. I mean, I've done radishes on here, beautiful slices, cucumber, zucchini. It's excellent. Okay, so we've got our 2 stalks of celery in there. Take off my mandolin. My hands are slippery. All right, I'm just going to tap it out. And we've got our scallions. So I'm going to do 2 scallions. I'm going to use both the white and the green part. Separate them. So the white part I'm going to use in the actual recipe. I'm going to do some nice slices. Alright, I'm going to put that into my small container, like so. And then the green ones I'm going to use for garnish. So what I like to do is I'll stack them up, and I want to go on an extreme bias because it looks nicer. Don't need that much. There's only a garnish on top. That's going to go into my second small container. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to put this in here. And we are going to also use our juicer, because at the end of the recipe I'm going to juice in the juice of half a lemon. So I'm going to cut that so I'm prepared. And then I'm going to use my juicer when we're ready. So now we have to make or gather our sauce ingredients. Very, very easy to do. So we have these round containers, again have the measurements on the side. So really simple. This is oyster sauce. So I'm going to do one tablespoon, of oyster sauce. There we go. I'm going to do a tablespoon of soy sauce. Where's my measures? There they are. Do a little bit more because Lynn and I like it just a little saltier for flavor. I am going to do also a tablespoon of sesame oil. And there we go. So it is that easy to do your prep for fried rice. So we are going to now move everything. Another great thing about the prep deck, I'm ready to cook. So we're moving this right over to the stove. Everything is at my disposal. Not to mention, we have this great iPad or phone holder. It's great. I use it all the time. So we are going to get cooking. I'm turning up my wok pretty high because it's going to be, we want this to happen very quickly. And while the wok is heating up, I want to talk about my rice. So I have 3 cups of rice. This is the extra large container. Beautiful, same thing, cover with a gasket. You can put it in the refrigerator. So I've taken my rice, I've measured it to the 3 cup mark, and we're good to go. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to use, today, I'm using avocado oil because A, I don't have peanut oil, and B, it's a very high temperature oil. So that's the oil that I'm going to cook in. I turn it down just a little bit because I want to do my egg first. I'm going to put that oil in, and we're going to take our egg, and we're going to scramble the egg. So you just want it to set, and then you're going to cut it up into pieces. Very quickly in the wok. Love this recipe. Lynn and I could eat this every single day. And you know what? It makes a quick, easy lunch. You can have it as just as a dinner, or you can have it as a side dish to other things. If you're making a Chinese meal, it's fantastic. It also stores well in the refrigerator, and it reheats very, very well. So I encourage you to try this recipe. All right, got our egg cooked in nice pieces. I'm going to move it to the side of my wok. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Let that heat up. And we're going in with our onions, mushrooms, and our sausage. How easy is that? I'm going to combine that. You can see this. Nice little stir fry, just really to combine. Okay, really all you need to do. Next you're going to do the rice. This is cooked rice, 3 cups. And you're just going to stir to combine. Beautiful. We're halfway there. Does not look good already. I wish you could smell it in here. All right. So next we are adding our carrots, our celery. This is the kernels from 1 ear of corn. Beautiful. And at this point we're adding our oyster sauce. Our soy sauce. And our sesame oil. And we'll stir to combine that. And this is where the fried rice gets its color. Fried rice should be a dark color, not a yellow color necessarily. So that's what we get at local takeout places, yellow fried rice. So I'm going to say that this will be better than what you can buy as takeout. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I want to add a little bit of black pepper. Also add white pepper if you prefer. And at the end we're going to add half a cup of frozen peas. Beautiful. And the final touch, we are going to use one of these containers that has the vegetables in it. And I'm going to squeeze my lemon in there. Better to do it on the counter. You can't see that, guys. And there's a small lemon. I'm using 2 halves. Okay. See, it caught all the seeds. So we have no seeds in there. This is going in. Last minute, I'm throwing in our scallions. And that's it. Let's plate this up. We'll put it in this beautiful bowl right here. Beautiful. We'll top it with our green scallions. And there you go. An easy recipe, fried rice, made even easier by using the Prep Deck. Check them out, www.prepdeck.com, and we'll see you on the next Grateful Chef video. Peace.